Hey everyone, so this is the first time I'm doing this, but this is a what if video and on The Dark Knight Rises, and this is basically me explaining one or two things about this film that if they had done differently, would have happened. So as you guys know, there's going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film yet, stop watching now. Why are you watching? So without any further ado, let's get into it. The Dark Knight Rises, first of all and foremost, it's a great film. I really do like it, and it does have a flaw or two, which most films do. But this film's one or two flaws, it doesn't bother me, except when I actually get into a conversation with someone, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't like The Dark Knight Rises," and then they explain it. It's usually one or two of those things. So I basically have a solution to that. One or two things I've heard a lot about this film, and I've seen this a dozen times, so I can already see what they're saying, is Batman getting out of the pit when his back was clearly broken. Literally, the guy punched his back and it's like, okay, his back's fixed. The other thing is, how did Batman get to Gotham? And how it should have ended, great channel, by the way. They do this thing where it's like, well, it's because he's Batman. And it's I think it's funny, and it is a great argument. But had they done the film differently, and this is, a lot of people are going to kind of not like this, but had they done it where Batman / Bruce Wayne stayed in the pit throughout the rest of the film, had he stayed in the pit, not rise to the occasion to save Gotham, had he actually just stayed in the pit and have Gotham deal with the whole situation, see if they could survive on their own, that not only would have been compelling, but it would have been very different. And it would have basically kind of stopped the whole argument of, well, why did he get out of the pit after having a broken back, and how did he get back to Gotham? That would have literally thrown two of the arguments out the window, and at the same time would have made the film extremely thought-provoking, even though the film is thought-provoking as it is. So, yes, it would have gotten a lot of Batman fans angry, where it's like, Batman isn't in the movie to begin with that much, so why would you do that? Because then he wouldn't be in it that much at all. And I say this, the whole thing with this film is that John Blake, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, is one of the new characters. And at the end of the film, you find out he ends up taking over the role of Batman, aka Robin. So it's like, if he had risen to the occasion and he had taken Batman's position and saved Gotham, Gotham would have realized they don't need Batman. They don't necessarily need him. Anyone can be Batman. And Robin takes that to the occasion, in my theory at least. So had he done that, it would have been great, I think. And then you would have had Commissioner Gordon at his back and whatnot. And maybe at the end of the film, Robin could have been like, well, I really want to find out what happened to Batman. Where is he and whatnot? And then somehow he, talks to Bane, and Bane, reveals where he is. And then at the end of the film, maybe, you see Robin kind of, save Batman. And not only is it kind of maybe possible Batman and Robin type film, but you also have the theory of, well, maybe he would go to Italy the kind of way that, Alfred was talking about earlier in the film. I think that, again, it would have cleared up quote-unquote plot holes. I think it's literally just kind of almost Deus Ex Machina, because it's in both cases, it's it happens to be a doctor saving Batman. He's just there to save Batman. And then, the pit happens to have a rope. It's just a lot of, mini Deus Ex Machina, not necessarily plot holes. But the way I look at it, guys, is that it would have cleaned up that, 'cause for the most part, the Dark Knight trilogy is very grounded in reality, but the Dark Knight Rises does have one or two moments, such as I mentioned, where it's maybe not necessarily. But again, it would have gotten Batman fans really angry. But if Christopher Nolan had done that, if he had done it where, Batman isn't there and Robin and Commissioner Gordon have to save the day, I think it would have been an interesting take, I don't know. I really do firmly believe that. But alas, we have the film that we got, and I like it a lot. But guys, what are your thoughts on my theory? Am I crazy, or just tell me, because I firmly believe that this theory could be legit. And when I say legit, I mean where it's yeah, if they had done this, I think it would have been a very, very interesting take on the superhero genre. But alas, guys, still a great film, and yeah, let me know if you guys want me to do more what if videos. I really did enjoy doing this, and guys, remember, Dark Knight trilogy is probably the only trilogy that won't get another sequel. So, again, just a theory. But if you guys haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, and again, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy.